How's it going, everybody? It is me, Leo, and what do you guys think of my new intro? Yeah, it's a work in progress, but welcome back to another speed build. So today we're speed building the Paws and Whiskers vet clinic. This is actually a vet clinic that can also work as a residential lot if you guys wanted to. So basically upstairs is a fully functional 2-bedroom home, and downstairs is a fully functional vet clinic that has 1 surgery room and 2 examination rooms. Basically how it's gonna work is that you guys can set this up as a community lot vet clinic, and then you can just make your sim buy an empty home or an apartment, and they can pretty much use all of their money so that they can afford this. Take note, this is a little bit more on the pricey side, but the vet equipment is actually very good quality, so it's kind of like a win-win situation if I do say so myself. But anyway, before we get started, I have a couple of really important announcements that I need to tell you guys, okay? So I'm gonna be spending the holidays at my parents' home, and what that basically means is that I'm gonna have to fly to another island, but don't worry, I'm gonna be bringing my entire setup, so I'm not gonna talk about how expensive that is, but I'm gonna fly my entire computer, 25 kilograms worth of it. I'm gonna be flying it cargo, and I don't know, I'm gonna have to pack it up. I'm gonna have to make sure that I put those like freaking fragile signs, because if my entire computer breaks, I'm literally gonna die, seriously. But anyway, it's stressing me out so much because for a couple of days I won't be able to make videos. And then when I get to my parents' home, I'm not sure if I can even make videos, because the holidays is a very important season for our family, because it's not only New Year's and Christmas, but it's also my mom's birthday and it's also my uncle's birthday, so it's a lot of parties and reunions. I live in the city. My parents live in a distant island. It's 45 minutes away by plane, so it's not that far, but I have to fly there, and I always look forward to it because I always look forward to the people that I love. I mean, seeing them, but oh my gosh, what a hassle it is to have to pack my entire computer and my entire setup, my microphone, everything. I'm even bringing my laptop and like a month's worth of clothes, so okay, anyway. Another really important thing that I want to share with you guys is that I am currently working on a Sims 3 Create a World series. I've been tweeting about this, and I hope that people are interested because I am spending so much time on that world. It's gonna be something that a lot of you guys are familiar with. I'm not gonna say what it is for now, but it's gonna be like, I'm getting excited just thinking about it. But along with the world is also gonna be a challenge, so it's gonna be really exciting. Hopefully you guys are interested, and if you are, please let me know, because yeah, I don't know, I might be like misunderstanding what I'm doing. I might be the only person excited for it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really hopeful that it'll go well, because I am working my butt off just to make it right. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the build, shall we? So I was actually inspired by Craftsman style houses that I've seen online. I've actually based the facade of this one off of something that I've seen on Google. I don't remember what the name of the house was specifically, but the facade I did base it off something I've seen online. I'm just giving credit where credit is due, because I've seen some people kind of just like, you know, blatantly copy other things without giving proper credit. And every time I copy something, I always make sure to mention the fact that it's not my original design, and that is the case with this one. But yeah, I wanted to do something that was more Craftsman and something that was a little bit more traditional as well, and I decided to build this in the community area or the commercial area of Willow Creek, because the surrounding buildings have like a similar like old school vibe to them, so I wanted to make it kind of like fit in with buildings that have a similar style. And then for the color scheme on the outside, it was actually inspired by the logo that I chose for this building. I chose that pink and blue logo. It came with pets, but it came with cats and dogs, pets. same thing, but I ended up choosing like a pink and blue color scheme as well. And then I don't know, I just put a lot of really fun kind of like Craftsman traditional style ornaments outside, like these corbels. They're so nice. They make it look very farmy, if that makes any sense. Ooh, that should be like a hint for my upcoming Worlds build series. It's got something to do with the rural area and the farming areas. Anyway, so yeah, it's got a lot of like traditional elements, like the white picket fence and like the clapboard siding, and then the lattice work on the foundation. In front, there is a little bit of a front yard area going on, whatever. There's also a couple of trees. I like putting trees actually, which is not something that I used to like, because I've always thought that trees covered up the building. Like, I never wanted trees to like obstruct the view of the build that I worked so hard on, but eventually I kind of got over that whole stigma, and I just, you know, I really like the look of the trees. So I'm using a couple of trees from Pets and from base game. I love that one tree actually. I enlarged it. It's the one at the back. It's the one that I just placed at the back. It came with Pets, and I enlarged it actually, and it looks so much better if you enlarge it with like the, you know, bracket key. And then I'm also using these really large trees, and these ones I'm scaling them down, and I'm using them as kind of like bush or shrubs, and they also look really good. One thing that I really do appreciate with trees that came with Pets is that they come with different color swatches. Like, a lot of them come with alternative swatches, like different ones from different seasons. So I really like that. Ooh, that should be another hint for my upcoming Sims 3 Worlds build series. It's got something to do with seasons as well. But anyway, you guys can see that staircase on the outside. That's the one that leads to the actual residential area upstairs, and pretty much in the entire ground level for this one is going to be the vet clinic itself. So right now we're just working on kind of like the layout. I really wanted to have a diagonal wall, so I literally forced myself to have it. That one leads to the surgery room. It's so funny because you guys will see that I actually forget to put in like a half bathroom for the guests at the clinic. I don't actually know if like the pet owners need to use a bathroom, but the architect in me is telling me to just put a bathroom because that just makes a lot of sense. It's just a really practical thing to have. So there is a half bathroom downstairs. There's a full one upstairs as well. So this entire build comes with 1.5 bathrooms, but once again for the inside I just went very traditional with a lot of like, you know, traditional style wallpapers and floorings. I used that one wallpaper that I don't use as often as I should be using it, I think, because that looks really nice, but it's the one that came with a base game, and it's like it's the one with like the flower thing and stuff. It looks really nice actually. Really like that wallpaper. It gives the whole build like this old school kind of vibe. And then this is where I was struggling on where to put the like the half bathroom, and I eventually settled on putting it right there in the middle. It's just a small 2x2 half bathroom, but I think it works out in the end. So building this very first surgery room was actually quite a challenge. Literally, this entire build was a challenge. But building this room, I first went with something that was like really rustic, and I didn't like it because it looked too old school. Like, it doesn't have like any quirkiness to it that I usually want to have in my builds. So I replaced those wooden paneling wallpapers with something that's a little bit more fun. And I think what's really interesting about this build is that many of the wallpapers that I chose were actually they had like different wall patterns and textures. Like, you guys will see that in some rooms there's multiple different patterns in the wallpapers and stuff, which normally I avoid. Usually I like to mix a plain wallpaper and a patterned wallpaper, but for this one many rooms actually have different patterns that contrast with each other, and I just really liked it. You know, it's really fun to look at, and I think it reflects the quirkiness of The Sims 4 as well. By the way, shrinking down those lights, I actually stole that technique from one of my friends, Harry. I saw one of her builds where she also built like a vet clinic, and she actually shrunk down those like really simple round plain basic lights, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect, because sometimes you have rooms where you don't want to see any lighting fixtures, right? Like, because sometimes, you know, not every room needs to have like a chandelier or whatever, so I really like that. Actually, I never really thought about using the shrink technique to use it on lights, but I actually found some good use for it. But yeah, this is where I just ended up being creative. I made the conscious decision to, you know, be a little bit more quirky and creative with the color schemes and stuff, because the first draft for the color scheme was just freaking boring AF. It was just super boring. It was like wood and white and nothing else. So this time, I'm putting different color options, like really bright kind of blues and turquoise colors. You guys will see that the sink is also a really nice turquoise color as well, which I really liked. And then I also put the crafting machine for the vets over here as well. And there is a vending machine outside for the pet treats and pet medicine. So in my Pets Let's Play, that's actually one way I discovered how to make a lot of money, because I actually just discovered how to use the crafting table, and I realized that if you craft items and if you sell them with like the vending machine, it does make a lot of money, because the Sims, they will buy multiple items at once, and usually the items are priced at like 100 something simoleons, so it makes a lot of really good money. So yeah, you guys can see me also starting to furnish the 2 exam rooms. One of them has a yellow wallpaper, and then the other one has a pink wallpaper, and then they also have those really nice wallpapers that came with Parenthood, and they're kind of like the feature wall. I think that they actually work really well, in my humble opinion, because, you know, they don't really clash with like the pink checkered wallpaper that I have as a base. And I don't know, it just looks really good in the end, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, this one has like a predominantly pink color scheme and lots of clutter items and lots of like vet related items as well. And I'm just putting in some fun little artworks on the walls and all of that good stuff, just to make it look a little bit more rustic and realistic as well. So I also really like that rug right there. It's like the paw and the heart rug. I do change that a little bit later on into like a fish one instead, but I like how that rug actually changes shape. If you change the decals, I mean if you change the swatches, they actually change shape, so that's really interesting actually. Moving on to the second examination room, I went for a more kind of like yellowish color scheme for this one. It also has like some gray colors as well, but this one is also really fun to furnish. It pretty much has the same furnishing as the other rooms, but it just has more of like a yellowish color scheme and some orange wood counters and stuff like that. I really like the look of those counters. I'm trying to not really think about what's on those shelves, because I'm pretty sure the stuff on those shelves, on the like counter cabinets, they are not related whatsoever to this being a vet clinic, but whatever, I still think it works. And yeah, that was that for the other examination room. Right now we're just working on like the outside hallway and like the registration area, all that good stuff. So over here is like the waiting area, and I've tested this out, and the Sims, they'll actually wait on the like on the sofa. Well, it's not a sofa, on the bench actually. So there's a couple of benches where the Sims can wait on while their pets are being examined and being treated. And then over here at the back, I just put like the vending machine, and then another bench, and also like a pet eating station area, whatever. because we need to have that as well. So yeah, that was really fun to do. And then I think that's pretty much it for most of the stuff here at the vet clinic. So in a little bit we will be moving upstairs, but I am going to be placing a stereo that might cause some problems because the Sims, the vet employees, might dance and stuff in front of it, so I don't know. I did avoid putting in a TV though, so I know for a fact that the Sims like to watch TV even though they're at work, so I did make sure to not put a TV because one of you guys actually informed me that if you have vet employees, they will actually keep watching TV and it'll be a waste of your time and money. So I kept that in mind. See, I listened to your guys' comments, but anyway, I gotta drink some water here. Let me just take a second. Refreshing. Anyway, I'm not gonna edit that out. Hashtag realness. But working on the second floor, basically, this level has pretty much all of the living areas, and then there's actually an upper level as well that is a separate bedroom area. So there's one room in the second floor that has no purpose, like it's just an empty room with crates in it. But I realized that if you guys had Sims that if you guys had Sims that had like a specific skill set, they can actually use that extra room if they have like a specific skill requirement. You can put like whatever skill item they have. But when I actually built this, I had in mind my current household for my Sims 4 Cats and Dogs Let's Play. And in that Let's Play, I have a veterinarian that's gonna be married. They're fiancés at the moment, but he's definitely going to be marrying like a nurse, and both of them are workaholics. So I thought it would be really interesting to kind of like see where things would be a couple of years from now, and once both of them have gone up in their careers, if they can afford a little bit more of a better house and a better pet vet clinic business. This is probably what I envisioned them having, because right now we had like a completely ratchet vet clinic. It's really sad. The vet clinic that we have is just so sad. Like, it's literally like a square box with like a roof, and then it has like the worst quality vet clinic items in it. It's like so sad. But yeah, I never thought that I would reach this point in my Let's Play, because by the time we earn this much money to afford this house, the Let's Play would probably be long over. But I don't know, it was just a good thing to kind of like imagine and to aspire to. Even if we never reach this point where I'm going to be able to afford this, I think it's still good to keep that in mind. Or I don't know, I could probably even use cheats, but I don't use cheats in my Let's Play, so yeah, that's that. But upstairs, it has a very kind of like pastel-y color scheme. I really like it. You guys know how much I like to match everything, but for this particular build, I felt like having everything a little bit mismatched and kind of like shabby chic. Shabby chic or country chic, I'd never know the difference. I just heard the comparison from that from one of my favorite builders, The Tides Changing. She talked about that in one of her builds, but I just went for like a shabby chic or country chic look. So everything's like mismatched and rustic and traditional. Even the dining chairs, actually, you guys will see that the different chairs like match the different couches, the different living chair color schemes. I don't even know, but there's like this really weird glitch with that dining table. Actually, it's the one that came with, I believe it was outdoor living or perfect. Yeah, it was outdoor living probably. Is there an outdoor living stuff pack? I do not keep track of stuff packs, but it's that dining table. Every time like I change the swatch of that dining table, like it doesn't change. Like, what is wrong? There's so many things wrong at the moment. Like even the gallery is like all messed up. Like, I don't know, hopefully, I did hear it was gonna get fixed soon, but holy crap, what a huge, like, what a huge fail, like, the gallery has been this past couple of months, because, none of you guys can find my builds. It's like an epic fail at the moment, but I'm really looking forward to the point when they fix it, because it is such an inconvenience, and wow, like, it's like, I think this is probably the biggest glitch that The Sims has ever had to deal with, but hopefully they get over it, and hopefully we'll be back to normal pretty soon. But that is pretty much it for the living room and for the dining room. But for the kitchen, I really like the kitchen. It came out really rustic. The only thing is that there isn't much counter space. I haven't tested it out, but I like to believe that the counters underneath those counter cabinets, like underneath the larger counter cabinets, I'd like to think that those are actually functional, usable counters, because you can actually put items underneath like the counter cabinets. So I don't know, I'm hoping that The Sims can actually use that to prepare food and stuff. So yeah, I really like the kitchen actually. It's such an interesting room. I love how there's like a flood of light coming in from that beautiful arched doorway that leads to the balcony, and of course I had to have like this nice little breakfast nook over here. And I also really love the little detail of making the fridge like a slightly different, well, it's not a slightly different color, it is a blatantly different color from the rest of the kitchen. I like how the fridge is a little bit more of a deviant in this case, you know, it's like a turquoisey color. I really like it actually. I thought about changing it to make things more cohesive, but since I was going for a more kind of like rustic country mismatched look, I thought that making the fridge like that was pretty much okay. And yeah, just throwing in a couple more rugs and stuff. There is definitely gonna be a lot more clutter items. I usually like to put the clutter items off camera because it takes me forever to decide which ones I want to use. So yeah. And just putting curtains in to make things a little bit more realistic, and I did choose that color to match the one on the fridge as well. And I almost forgot, but I did put a sink, and then I think I put a microwave as well. So at some point I do put that, maybe off camera, probably. Yeah, I put the microwave off camera, but this is the room right here that was an empty room. And in my mind, that empty room that we just put those crates in was supposed to be like the childhood bedroom of our kid in my Let's Play. Her name is Rain, and at this point, she is currently a child in my Let's Play, but at this point in the build, in their timeline, she is now a teenager. She's a little bit on that rebellious side, and she wants to be independent. So her dad gave her the space upstairs to make into her own little corner in her own little chair, so she can be whoever she wants to be. If you guys got that reference, I love you, but whatever. Anyway, so the master bedroom has kind of like this really nice minty green color scheme. Once again, I'm using like a lot of different patterns. I'm using that base wallpaper. It came with pets, and it has like this really light minty green detail, but I carried on with like the checkered pattern I have on the accent wallpaper, and then the geometric green pattern carries onto the bed and also to the rug actually. So it's like really mismatched. You would never think of mixing so many patterns together, even for me, because usually I would like, oopsie, my chair is like super squeaky, so I'm sorry about that. It's just a really cheap chair I got. But anyway, hopefully I'll be able to do something about that after the holidays when I get back. But yeah, I really like how this room came out, because it just looked really interesting and really rustic, but also it has this kind of like fresh feel to it. You know, it's not like rustic where it's like really old school, like Victorian, whatever. It's got this like really fresh, young vibe to it, which I really like. So I'm just putting in a couple more furniture. Most of these actually came with pets. The desk, the chair, even the bookshelf as well. I do love the 4-poster bed that came with pets, and I also really love like the color options that it came with. It's just really nice. So yeah, we're just putting in a bunch of like clutter items just to you know, decorate the place a little bit more. And then over here we're just putting in some side tables, and I also like size down those lights. I choose like a couple of lights. It's like wall sconces. By the way, funny story, the first time I learned about the word wall sconce was actually while playing The Sims. Like playing The Sims has taught me architecture vocabulary even before I went for a degree in architecture. I was a kid, I was playing The Sims 2 on PS2, and I was like, what is this sconce? And then it's a light. I thought a sconce was a shell, but it wasn't. It's a conch shell, right? I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I also put that really nice accent chair. It's the one that came with pets as well. I keep calling it pets, oh my gosh. Literally, like, somebody take a shot every time I accidentally call cats and dogs pets, because literally by the end of this, we will all be wasted. Anyway, love that accent chair, high back chair, perfect putting it against the wall, but yeah, it looks really nice. It ties the whole room together, and I'm really happy with it. The only thing is, I wish the curtains matched, because they didn't quite match, but it's fine. It was hard to find a curtain that would actually work with that bay window, but yeah, I did go for the ones that came with Parenthood, I believe, so yeah. For the bathroom, I just kept it really simple. There is still this kind of like minty green color scheme for the bathroom, which is kind of tough to choose because this shower, in terms of like the look of it, it's definitely like one of my favorites in the game. But in terms of like the color options of that shower in particular, it doesn't have a lot of like really versatile color options, which is the only problem I have with it. So I went for this green color scheme for the shower, and then because I had no choice, I had to carry on with like green furniture and all that stuff, but it still worked out in the end. I am also using the move objects sheet to raise up these mirrors and put them one on top of each other to make this larger window mirror. Oh my gosh, literally I have no attention span. I cannot speak, I cannot think, I don't even know. But yeah, the mirrors, they're fine. They're I like doing that because it makes it look really nice and rustic and special looking as well. So, and I threw in that like medicine cabinet on top of like the toilet because I don't know, I thought that the color, that like minty blue color kind of like really looked nice. And I forgot that my household had a dog. We actually currently have a Dalmatian in my pets let's play, so yeah, I make sure to put like a feeding station for him, a pet bowl. But I didn't put a pet bed because I noticed that my Dalmatian doesn't even want to use the pet bed. It prefers to sleep in the sofa, and I decided alongside my other, the people that watch my Let's Play, I asked them if they'd mind if our dog slept on our couch, and most people said no, so we just decided to leave it and allow our dog to sleep on the couch. Anyway, this is the topmost bedroom. It bothered me how there was like no privacy from the living room and dining room to this bedroom, so I actually put a curtain off camera. It's one of those like drawn out curtains that came with Parenthood. I put one of those in like the little opening that leads to the staircase just to give it a little bit more privacy, or just to imply that I thought about putting some more privacy in this room. But yeah, this is the room for our daughter Rain in my Let's Play, and she is more creative, and at this point she is very rebellious as well, so she has a very different aesthetic compared to the rest of the family. She likes things very bright and colorful and loud. I do actually change the color scheme of this room from like a red into like a purple galaxy theme instead. I just thought that the red was like, I've done so many red rooms, but I don't think I've ever done many purple rooms instead, so I did change a lot of things into purple because I really liked it, and the wall decorations have this galaxy themed as well. But that is pretty much it for the interior, so moving on to the rest of the exterior. I had so much fun landscaping. It's one of the things that I really enjoy doing in The Sims because it's just so therapeutic. So this main entrance area is pretty nice and fun and almost kind of grand because it has this like fountain thing. So did I put a fireplace in this house? I don't think I did actually. yeah, I don't think I put a fireplace, but there is a chimney, so that might be weird to some people. But yeah, for the flowers, I just went for something that was very kind of like, I'd like to say overgrown, but intentionally overgrown, if you guys got what I mean. So yeah, it's kind of like intentionally rustic, overgrown like that. So yeah, it's, yeah, no specifically defined planter beds, but there's a lot of like really fun like overgrown flowers and stuff, so I really like that. And then over here we have like a sitting area. I didn't put a barbecue because I thought it would be a little bit weird to have that outside of a vet clinic, so I didn't put a barbecue. But I really love this area actually of the backyard. I love how that massive tree has like a lot of shade. And then pretty much because we have so much space in the backyard, we had a lot of space for like the pet equipment and stuff. These are bird feeders and a birdhouse. I wish the birdhouse was actually a functional item because the bird feeder just looks really weird, to be honest. But I did put that with a bird feeder because I thought that would look really interesting. The train is passing by. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. But I also was able to put a couple of dog training things. I'm not sure if you can use these to train cats. I've never owned a cat in The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs, so I don't know. I just really liked how this whole backyard came together. Looked really casual, a little bit overgrown, but exactly how I envisioned it. And one of the lot traits for this house is actually it has gnomes. That's why I'm putting so many gnomes as like lawn ornaments. I don't know, it just made me smile having all of those gnomes. But yeah, the other lot traits are homey and what's the one, like training ground. Yeah, so pretty much just to wrap things up, I am just putting in some dirt textures underneath like the cluster of plants, and I also put like some like ground textures as well, just to have like some of that like additional detail and all of that good stuff. But I really like having these like detail, and I don't know, it just looks really good and it looks really realistic and I really like it. I wish I could move here with my Let's Play, but I'm just too poor. But anyway, it looks like that is going to be it for the speed build, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my commentary right here. Once again, if you guys want to support the channel, please leave a like or dislike, and don't forget to subscribe if you guys want to see more. Thank you guys so much for watching. You all have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye!